It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, and thanks for tuning in to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney. Business becomes show business. Weekday mornings, 7 to 9 here if you're finding me on the air for the first time. Learn more about the program over at tampabayradio.com. Also, keep in mind the show is now in partnership with the Tampa Bay Business Owners. So for all you Tampa Bay business owners out there who'd like to join the organization or learn more, please head over to tbbo.org. We had a great main event last night, had over 100 people in attendance at the Center Club. We do those once a month, and very well attended, and very good information comes out of those. So just one of the many resources that come out of the Tampa Bay Business Owners each and every month. Our next one now is going to be going on Wednesday, July 6th, again at the Center Club from 5 to 7:30. This one's going to be on concierge medicine, and it's going to feature Dr. Eric J. Kroll. It's going to be titled, Yes, Your Business Can Afford Healthcare for Your Employees, and a presentation again with Dr. Eric J. Kroll, owner of My DPC Doc Family Medicine. So a good event to learn about healthcare for your business, and again, network with fellow business owners here in the Tampa Bay region. Please visit tbbo.org for more information on that. Today's show will be very interesting. I'll be talking in the 8 o'clock hour with Ralph Warmack, District Director with a SCORE. And also in the 7:30 hour, we'll be talking with Lauren Oberweger, independent book editor and ghostwriter and owner of Free Expressions. Also in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll be hearing from expert contributor Kelly Ham, founder and principal consultant with Billmeyer Ham Consulting. She talks a lot about workplace culture and how to lead effectively to grow and get your team working on the same page. So excellent resource for bringing your business together. Kelly Ham should be in the 8 o'clock hour. But up first, we have the 5th installment of Tech Thursdays. Nick Paris in studio with me today, owner of Alpha Computing Solutions. Typically in on the 8 o'clock hour, but he's making an early appearance this morning. Nick, welcome back to the program.
Jamie, thank you. Yes, it's a little earlier this morning, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, we welcome you back in, and I'm always glad to hear from you. Always got some great information. Nick takes care of the IT needs of my firm, and definitely can help you with your IT needs as well. So, Nick, interesting topic today. What's going on with Windows 10? This was rolled out, I think it's been last year, but still free, but it's going to change here. So.
It was, absolutely. Well, the rollout date was July 29th of 15, and Microsoft said that it was going to be free during the first year. So part of the reason we're talking about it this morning is that that year is coming up now. It will be free until July 28th of this summer. So definitely, if you want to take advantage of getting a free upgrade to Windows 10, now is the time to do it.
How has the reception been to Windows 10? I mean, you're in IT every single day. Are most people satisfied with it? I was a big Windows 7 fan, and I just recently went to Windows 10, probably a few months ago.
I think it's been a mixed reaction. Some people have been okay with it. Some people have just don't like change, so it's a little bit difficult for them. There's some features that have been changed in Windows 10 that you used to be able to easily get to certain things, and so they've moved some things around. But I think it's a little bit better operating system, I think, overall. But there definitely are some changes as far as Windows 10 is concerned. But it just depends on how open generally you are to change, or whether or not you don't like to do that.
Windows 7 was a great product for the business owner, and then they came along with Vista, which was horrible for the Windows. No, actually, Vista came before, and then Windows 8.1. That's what I wanted to say. Windows 8.1 and 8.1 came along. They were horrible for the business owner. How's Windows 10 been for the business owner?
I think it's a little bit more leaning back towards the Windows 7 platform. It enhances that sort of stuff. I know that with Windows 8, they were really pushing the tile environment. They were trying to get everybody to go to these tiles, and they were trying to get away from menus and things like that. And people just weren't ready for that. I mean, it was
because of the touch screen. They
were anticipating a lot more touch screen, interactivity and things like that. And we just weren't at that point. And especially on a computer, it just doesn't make sense. So for them to kind of push that at that point was way too early. Hence the 8.1 rollout, which said, okay, we understand you want your start button back.
The main thing was that
was the main thing of 8.1 was to get that start button back. Yeah, absolutely. So
But yeah, definitely did not like Windows 8 or 8.1. I was on somebody's computer the other day and they had Windows 8 again. It's like, oh man, I forgot how to use this thing. So
Right.
without that start button, we were lost. And so you'd think focus groups would have given some better information on that.
Well, and there were actually third-party apps that came out, in between that 8 and 8.1 that brought back the start button. They said, okay, we understand that there's a need for it, so we're gonna bring out this app. And I think that's when Microsoft said, well, geez Louise, if people are that upset about it, let's go ahead and put it back in there.
Do you think part of that is because everything was shifting towards tablets and iPads and stuff like that? Well, not Apple products, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely, yeah. You had their Microsoft Surface product for sure. I mean, that was one of the big pushes, was they were really hoping that there would be a lot of sales for the Surface, and so anticipating that people would be working off that kind of tablet device, they started hoping that the tiles would make it much easier to kind of get around.
Now, one of the things I noticed in Windows 10 is with the introduction of the search box down there on the toolbar down on the bottom there, and this thing called Cortana.
Right.
Although I don't have a microphone to talk on my laptop, and I don't have it on my desktop either. So, is that an effective tool, though? Are people finding this advantageous to use?
The search button was there in 8. You just had to go find it again. It was kind of there, but
this is Microsoft's answer to Siri, right?
Right. Cortana is for sure, and I don't know that there's been huge adoption of using Cortana, but the search, I think the search definitely makes it a little bit easier to get around. There are things like the control panel. For me, there are times I forget exactly how to get over there, so I just go into search and type in control, and it just brings it up for me. It is kind of a pain because now all of a sudden I'm having to type rather than just clicking a few different buttons and I'm there. But certainly the search is very helpful. But I haven't seen wide adoption of Cortana yet, and it's for that exact reason that most places, if you're in a business environment, you don't have a microphone and the speakers and this, that, and the other where you're in a totally enclosed environment. You probably got people around you that it's going to pick up them and so on and so forth.
Now, I upgraded several months ago, and I've had very little issues with it, so I can definitely recommend it to business owners for mine, and I use a lot of funky networks. The Hamachi thing, which we use for our virtual networks, do have some issue with the driver on that. There's the managed and there's the unmanaged versions of Hamachi, and this is a virtual private network and how you can connect to your location off-site and everything. So I think there's spoke and there's unspoken environments and stuff, and so the free version doesn't work very good. I have to keep reinstalling the driver since I upgraded to Windows 10. That's really been the only issue, but when you use the paid version, which is the spoke environment, I think it works much better. So, but that's the only issue that I've been having. What are some of the issues that some business owners have been having?
Exactly that. It's the core stuff, like obviously the Microsoft products are going to work with Windows 10, but you need to do a little bit of research before you switch over to or upgrade to Windows 10 to make sure that there isn't some printer driver or some piece of equipment that you've got plugged into your computer that won't support Windows 10. So you got to do a little bit of research before you just blindly let it go on. You don't want to get surprised when you do that upgrade and all of a sudden your printer doesn't work and that's oops, I should have known that ahead of time.
What are some of the other new features in Windows 10 for people that haven't upgraded off of Windows 7 or God forbid if they're still back there in XP and Windows Vista?
I've got some people that we've just.
What's the oldest operating system you've seen somebody using as of recently?
I was going to say XP. We just picked up a client, but they've got some XP computers.
We've gotten all the Windows 98 users.
The 98s are gone.
Oh, that's gone.
Those are in the 2000s. Those are gone.
But there's still some
XP out there.
They quit supporting XP.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Yeah, so they got to move on after that.
Absolutely, and even 7. If it hasn't come to end of life, it's very close. And I think 8 will be within the next year for sure. So yeah, you got to. They're kind of nudgingly pushing people into the direction of upgrading because they want to make it easier on themselves as well. I mean, they don't want to get calls about Windows 98, like you said.
Right.
They want to be able to say, okay, we're going to focus all our support efforts on the latest platform.
Yeah, I liked XP. That was one of my favorite systems, and then Windows 7. And
I still have it.
You still have XP?
Yeah, my kid's computer in his room. It's still there.
There you go, another Windows XP.
Yeah,
user.
Absolutely. It was a good platform. I mean, certainly was a good platform.
It worked well. No, it was a good system.
And for businesses,
I think I learned how to use computers using XP, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Yep.
So getting back to the question of some of the new stuff that we're seeing in Windows 10, what's some of the new stuff we're seeing out there?
Well, certainly like you said, the search. I think having the search down there at the bottom it makes it a lot easier because if you're looking for stuff, you don't have to worry about where do I go find the search. Whereas they had it in 8, but you had to kind of go look for it. It was in a special place. And I think, having the way that they've structured the menu, now on the left-hand side, it looks a little bit different, but you still get that ability to kind of get to your stuff pretty quickly. And it keeps the most recently used programs that you've done, it keeps that on the left-hand side. So, if you, whereas before, all your programs were listed together and they were alphabetically. So you had to kind of scroll through and find stuff, whereas here, it's kind of grouping all that stuff towards the top. So I think that's one of the bigger things that people.
One of the things I'm not liking is when I try to drag something and smack it up against the right side of the screen, so it splits the screens. It puts that window on 50% of the screen, but then it brings up all the other stuff on the left side of the screen, all the other windows that are currently open. Mm-hmm. So I'll have 5 windows that are squeezed into that other 50%. If you click in the clear space outside of it, then that goes away.
Right.
But there's probably a setting I could look up to not make it do that. But I definitely do not like the split screen, how they're doing that right
Well,
now.
like I said, it's just some things have changed, and it'll take a little bit of getting used to. Like you said, you figured out that what to do to get around it. And I think as time goes along, there'll be some patches here and there to kind of take care of some minor things like that. I mean, that's really what they're hoping. They're hoping that Windows 10 will be the last version of Windows that you ever get. So the reason is, just like we've been talking about, there's people with XP, there's people with 7 and 8 that just haven't wanted to move up, and so they've just said, okay, we're gonna take that problem out of the equation. We're going to go ahead and say this is the last version of Windows you're ever going to need to upgrade to. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to do something called Windows as a Service. So they'll charge a nominal fee, and they'll just keep it up to date, and it'll always be the latest version.
Everything seems to be moving to like a cloud-based thing where you pay for the program,
right,
and it's always upgraded. Adobe did that, and Office product has done that. I think a lot of products have done that.
Right.
So Windows is going to do the same thing.
I believe they're going to do the same thing with the Windows operating system. That's kind of what the murmurings have been from Microsoft. Whether or not that's actually the case, whether or not they actually do that, or if they are going to rebrand the Windows operating system as something else, like Doors or something different, we don't know. But certainly they've tried to say that Windows 10 will be the last one.
Interesting. Currently talking to Nick Paris, owner of Alpha Computing Solutions. You can learn more about him, alphacomputing.com, or give him a call, 813-839-7671. Again, 813-839-7671. You've been listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com TampaBayComputing.com.
Attention medical professionals. Have you heard that Tampa Bay will become the first certified wellness district in the country? Thanks to Jeff Finnick's revitalization of Channelside, the Dr. Whisperer wants to streamline your efforts in preparation. So when you're ready to ignite your practice, use the Dr. Whisperer's public relations expertise to spread the word. Use the Dr. Whisperer to motivate your staff. And use the Dr. Whisperer to recruit and secure leaders within your practice. Call the Dr. Whisperer today at 727-420-2481 or visit thedrwhisperer.com, where they write your prescription for success.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Crash investigation has eastbound Hillsborough Avenue shut down at Orient Road. You'll have to use 50th Street or Orient Road southbound to access I-4 or to continue eastbound towards the Mango and Seffner area. Speaking of that area, US 92 reopened between Mango and Williams roadways, and also in Polk County westbound State Road 60 shut down at County Line Road. So if you're heading towards the Brandon area, you'll find delays there. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udrich, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America. Does your child struggle to concentrate and pay attention? What looks like ADD or autism may actually be caused by lead poisoning. Lead is a neurotoxin. It can cause permanent brain damage. Find out how to protect your family. Go to leadsafeamerica.org.
Today, partly cloudy with a 20% chance of showers, high 92. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 77. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance and hot, high 92.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Also, it's our 5th installment of Tech Thursdays, featuring Nick Paris of Alpha Computing Solutions. You can learn more about him and his services over at alphacomputing.com. I can definitely highly recommend him. He does take care of my IT needs over at Coldwell Banker and also with the radio show as well. So he definitely knows what he's doing over there. An excellent customer service. Just a few weeks, actually, it's probably been about a month or so ago when we had the issue with Frontier changing out and you had to make the rounds. You stopped in that morning checking out all your clients and making sure that they weren't freaking out and everything, letting them know that, hey, this is a Frontier issue. But you're making the rounds that morning. It was good customer service.
Well, thank you very much. And actually, we did have some clients kind of freaking out, as you said. They were kind of like, oh my God, what are we going to do?
Some are still freaking out.
No,
there,
absolutely, absolutely. We still have some clients kind of going up and down, but it's not nearly as bad and it's not nearly as long.
Is there still some people without internet service out there?
It's not. It's a very short period of time. I mean, it's like they might go down in the morning, but they'll be back up by the end of the afternoon. So,
yeah, they're hearing some terrible customer service things still about Frontier, but it's just because they're overworked with work orders.
I think
that's
so.
What it is.
Yeah.
I ran into a Frontier guy, and he was like the nicest guy on the planet.
Yeah, it's not. It's just they're overworked. Yeah, I can definitely understand that.
Yeah, and the techs in the field, I think, are really good. I mean, those guys, they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time. It's just now they've joined two massive systems together and they're trying to work it out.
Yeah, I wonder what the numbers are in Bright House. I think Bright House has enjoyed a nice little
uptick.
Tick.
Yeah, a bump. That's for sure.
All I can imagine is some fat dude in some tower somewhere smoking a cigar, just counting money.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We had a Bright House guy in here a few weeks ago. Although we weren't talking Bright House, we were talking about something about his son, but we didn't because he wasn't able to talk on behalf of Bright House. But he said it's a good time to be in Bright House.
Yeah,
so it was a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
He said that off the air and stuff. So, Nick, you talk. You say know your technology. Owners from a 30,000-foot view should know what their tech can do. What do you mean by that?
Well, a lot of times owners they're so concentrated on the day-to-day work, the day-to-day part of their business that they sometimes overlook the technology. They buy these systems, they buy software, they buy the stuff, and they put it in front of their employees and they say, do the work, without themselves truly understanding what it is that the things can do, the computers can do, the software can do. Imagine, you walked up to an employee, you handed them a pencil, and you said, I need you to write out, this paragraph, and you kind of were dictating as you went along. And he said, oh, no, I'm sorry, but I made a mistake. Let's change this word to that. And they came back to you and said, no, I'm sorry, but I wrote it in pencil and I can't change it. This is absolutely the way it has to be. And you as an owner said, oh, okay, well, they must know best because they use the pencil day in and day out. But if you took 2 seconds, you'd understand there's an eraser on the other end. You can actually change the stuff and go back. And that's kind of what happens, I think, I see in a lot of business owners. The people that are using the stuff day to day sometimes just don't want to do some of the stuff, and so they say to the owner, no, I'm sorry, but the technology can't do that, or we've been trying to do that, but we just can't figure it out, or whatever. And so I'm not saying that owners have to have a very intimate knowledge of everything, but just having, I think, sort of like I said, a 30,000-foot view of what is it that this stuff can do will really help them manage their office and their business a lot better.
What's some of the services or technology out there that business owners can be taking advantage of that you don't see them taking advantage of? Is it they're not using the cloud-based services more? Is there something else that they don't know that they should be using that you're coming into their office and saying, why are you doing it like this? You could be doing it like this much easier.
One of the things that I've not seen that has sort of surprised me, and we talked a little bit about it in the last segment, was voice recognition. I'm surprised that people are not using voice recognition more to actually control their computers, to dictate into their computers and things like that. That being said, I'm guilty of that as well. I don't do it. I've looked at it at times, and part of it is I'm just so used to being able to do it without that. But I certainly believe that at some point down the road, that's going to be a big thing. When it happens, I'm not sure, but the technology is getting better and better. Some of our legal clients are using it. They're using it to do dictations and stuff like that because they can actually, the attorneys can talk quicker than they can actually type, and rather than, how they used to send it to a transcriptionist within the office, now they just are doing the work themselves and doing it, by voice recognition.
You know where that really works is Xbox. It's so funny when my kid is playing Xbox and it's voice recognition, and I walk by and I'm like, Xbox off, and it just shuts off on him.
I use the voice recognition feature on my phone, but I would never think of using it on my laptop or my desktop, and I don't know. But you're saying that that's probably one of the an underutilized feature of technology that people could be using out there?
I believe so. And again, part of the reason, again, is in your environment, you've got multiple people in one room, and so it's a little bit difficult. If you all were starting to talk, you'd have an example like Josh where one person would be talking over the other.
Or when you're trying to text somebody and the text gets all crazy and people don't look. Right. I get text messages from people that use the voice thing all the time. I never understand what they're trying to tell me.
I sat in on through TBBO a few weeks ago an interesting presentation on how your what you're sending to people, your messages reflects on your professionalism, and with the misspelled words and not using apostrophes and the punctuation correctly. And we got into this discussion about text and how text, especially when you're driving, it's going to have some funky message. You got to kind of interpret it. It's almost becoming like a second language now or a dialect of English is learning the text language. And what does that say from your perspective when a professional sends you a message via text, but it's all jarbled and stuff? But it's because of the voice recognition.
It's because of the voice recognition, but Jamie, I think it's also not taking that extra 10 seconds to read it over and say, okay, this is.
But it's never perfect. You always got to go back and delete stuff.
You pretty much do. I actually don't use the voice recognition. I use what's called swipe. So I don't do letter by letter, but I can actually swipe the word. And I've gotten pretty good at that. The one that I still have a problem with is hope. Mm-hmm. For some reason, every time I put hope, it translates it to hippie. For some reason, my fat fingers just don't stop when they're supposed to.
Many people
pretty much guesses, right?
But many people in the room took the position of, you're a professional. Everything should be on a professional, perfect nature with communication. So if you're using voice-to-text technology and it's got some garbled message, you really need to take the time to correct that. So it was an interesting presentation. It was a very good presentation.
And I concur with that. I think you need to take the 2 seconds and go back and look at it.
I think Jamie thinks I need to because he looked at me the entire time he said that.
Well, we got to wrap up this segment of Tech Thursdays real quick. Nick, what are some ways people get in touch with you and some of the other services?
Well, certainly by going to alphacomputing.com. We've got a form over there you can fill in and send us any questions that you might have. Or you can give us a call at area code 813-839-7671. If you want to get to me specifically, I'm at extension 100. we can certainly help you with any of your technology needs.
All right, sounds good. Nick Paris on another installment of Tech Thursdays. Thanks so much. Coming back from the break, we have Ralph Warmack, District Director of SCORE, on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.